Alright guys, so what are we looking at today? There's a lot happening. For one thing, yesterday, Support and BBIG, they had both ended the day pretty damn low, and this morning they just took off. Now, BBIG had actually started taking off sometime yesterday when the day was coming to an end, and today, pre-market, they are high. So BBIG was already taking off near the end of the day yesterday. Support also is pointing up big time now. They've been dying ever since they made their big preview all the way to 50. So, the pumping and dumping action has been just, continuously happening pretty much within this range of stocks, all the stocks that we have a tab open for here. CLO and AMC, they often move together, so we saw that action yesterday. Now, AMC made some big moves, right? So AMC was on its way to pretty much hitting 60 again, which was the intriguing aspect, because if AMC is going to hit 60, then we definitely want to get in there again. The big crypto fall definitely plummeted a lot of things ever since El Salvador got their Bitcoin action. They've been suffering because of either mistakes or some inside work. Not sure what it could be. El Salvador has then picked up even more Bitcoin after the dip, so good for them. Now what we're looking at is what's going to happen next. So AMC, it's up here. It's been up to 60 just in June, which was where I got to sell it at 60 twice. Now it's on its way to pretty much making it there again. So anyone that picked it up in the 30s area is doing great, even with the multiple fluctuations. I mean, you could be scalping if you want. This morning is starting pretty low, right? It's got this dip for a starting point, but it is pointing up. So it won't take long before it's green and it's way past here and it makes its way to 50. We'll keep an eye on that. Dogecoin, weird fluctuations still happening between everything. Weird fluctuations, but it shouldn't be too hard for it to come above my general average. I had sold all the Dogecoin I had, then I bought it again pretty much at the top because this is where it went to before this fatality moment. Things we're watching for calls today, we're going to be watching Apple options. So let me make my notes now to kind of update you guys on what is happening. Apple yesterday was miraculous, broke through to even new all-time highs, hitting 157, almost hitting 158 yesterday. So we'll be watching for Apple calls. Now let me see something on the charts real quick. Yeah. Apple. Like that. So that's kind of what we're hoping to catch today. Yesterday, I wasn't sure if I wanted to swing Apple calls or Apple puts, because usually when a stock hits an all-time high, eventually there's going to be that pullback day where it'll come back down. But it did not seem that that was what happened. So I'm glad I didn't go with the puts. I was more inclined to do the puts. I didn't get the Apple calls either, though, because, again, I wasn't sure if it would just go down. So thankfully none of that happened. We're looking okay right now. Other than that, we're looking at, let me see, Moderna. Those are usually too expensive. Penn, yeah. So of the list of stocks that did well yesterday, it was mainly Uber, Penn, Airbnb, Moderna, Apple, Facebook, and PayPal. These guys took off big time yesterday. So like, if those were the stocks you got calls on yesterday, you made easily $10,000 to $20,000, depending on how much you put into it. They all just skyrocketed, all of those. So let's take a look at Penn real quick. Penn did great again. We've traded Penn before, but after it had its positive vibes and everything, it started dying again. Right, so now it's kind of on the way back up again. And yesterday it literally skyrocketed. So it kind of made a really good recovery on anything that was dying about it. I'm not sure if it's supposed to keep going up today. I hope it is. I'd like to see it go up more. So we're looking for that's about it. Hopefully it's not going to be too expensive. Money to spend, we've got 1,600. So should be able to get a couple contracts. Gonna be watching Berkshire B. I added into my par list yesterday. Was just dying yesterday. It was sinking pretty fast. A lot of people got puts on that, but I didn't hear about it until much later on, so I wasn't able to get in on that action. Everything else is interestingly showing up pretty red right now, but we've got some time. We have to revisit this list of power stocks around 9:20, see how it all looks. I'm also going to average down on my BTCM today as crypto makes its way back up. So I'm going to do that when well, I guess I could do it right now, but I'd rather hold my money and use my money for the options first. 95. Yeah, I definitely want to average this down, but not right now. I want to use my money for other things first today. Yeah, this should be. Yeah, I really want to grab this. You know, it's low again, just like it was over here. And as crypto hopefully makes its return, I want to ride this back up with it. So that's something I'll be doing today at some point. So these are basically the things I'm keeping an eye on. I do want to average down my Dogecoin, but I kind of went in pretty heavy already. So depending on how much more money I can make this week, or if I can add funds or something, I might grab another heavy spot here and average this down to like 28 cents, you know, midway between. That's assuming it even stays here. We'll see where it goes to in a few days. AMC slowly creeping back up. If we go back to here, do clove options, usually not a safe idea. Yeah, clove support. BBIG. Yeah, they're both still kind of going. Close support, BBIG, and AMC are all going. So what I could do with it's kind of unsafe. Better if people, you know, anyone that, as I always say, like you want to grab stocks when it finally finds a stability point, and make a note of what that stability point is, because that's the stability point from where it'll take off. So for the longest time, Clove was under 10, just chilling under 9, right? So you want to buy it. If it's holding stable there, you want to buy it, because then that's going to be the point from where it will take off. Now buying here is a little risky because it could just fall down anytime. You know, for assurance of how Clove will move, you can always look at AMC, but even AMC is not the most stable stock, very volatile, right? So anything can happen there, and it's not a safe bet. Support, BBIG, you know, even Wish, right? So Wish, I remember we were trading that pretty heavily in the beginning, and then there were days where, you know, people were a little upset. Some people bought at the top, and then it just died. So a lot of bag holders emerged. Remember how bag holding works. If you went in heavy on a stock and then it died, you just wait. You wait for it to die all the way. Once it dies all the way, you average down, right? And when do you average down? Every time it starts curling back up. You average down, you know, and then it dies more. You average down, it dies more. You average down, and then you see it go up. And when you see it go up twice together, right, not just one bump up, but another bump up, hopefully by this point you've averaged down enough to be able to sell it green, and you'll have so many shares that it'll be a lot of green. You don't want to take the L, right? The beauty of trading isn't just from buying a stock and then selling it green because it went up. We're never, you know, we're not always that lucky. So it's more about buying a stock and then managing ways to make it green before you sell it, right? So a lot of these stocks from our list are actually showing somewhat of a pumpy green movement this morning. So I'm pretty sure I'll be day trading a lot of these at different points, just grabbing them and selling them. Remember, you're selling in 20-cent increments, right? So for example, if I was to buy a bunch of Caterpillar right now at 638, let's just try it out for, like, you know, sample purposes. I'm just going to buy 5 because I don't want to use my money right now for here. I want to use it for the options trading. But let's say I buy right now, right? I'm just going to buy 5 of those. Now I'm going to submit a limit order to sell it at the same time at a 20-cent increment. And since I only bought 5, I'm going to sell all 5. But had I bought 500, then I would submit a limit sell order to sell maybe 200 of it at a 20-cent increment, you know, and trim, see if it's still moving up. I would sell it at the next 20-cent increment. So right now, the 20-cent increment from where I bought it would be to sell it at 6.58. So we'll do that. Just submit 5. Good till whenever. If it gets to 6.58, I'll have profited there, and we're done. Right? And that's your little. Now this is obviously, I'm just doing it as a sample for you guys just to see it. It is pointing up. I've seen it hit higher prices before, so you know it's not the worst trade, because these are all pump stocks basically. You know, these are all stocks we've seen either being pumped or having potential to be pumped. And you always want to do that 20-cent increment trade. That's the, in my opinion, the best way to do it, because you end up safeguarding yourself from any bag holding. Basically, you don't want to be stuck holding too many different stocks. And I myself right now am, well, I was stuck holding even more before, but now I'm not stuck holding too many things. The things that I'm stuck holding, either I want to hold or they're stuck that I can easily eventually get rid of. I got stuck with BTX by mistake because it reached my price target, but I never submitted a sell. So I'm stuck with it, and then it dipped. You know, it never, I just forgot. I got busy and I forgot. NSPR was something I had thought would boom and never did. So I'm stuck in a heavy position, but I'm just going to heavily average this down, and then eventually one day it'll be green. Same thing with ALF. That's another one of our like pump stocks, if anything, right? Like that can also go here. ALF is another one of our pump stocks that we had a lot of fun with way back in the beginning when it first came out. It was skyrocketing, and then I ended up buying it at the top in the very end, because who knows, right? When something like this happens, it could just go off to infinity, and it didn't. It died, right? So now you can see on the grand scheme of things, it is forming somewhat of a, you know, key or a triangle kind of formation where it's ready to pump again. I should average down, but I've been using my money for other things, right? So that's the idea there. You just want to average down as much as you can. Never end up just selling it red. Don't sell red. You know, average down and then make it green and then get rid of it. Yeah. That's the goal there. Yesterday we picked up CEI and METX, penny stocks at very penny values. If METX ever takes off, that's going to be very fun. You know, I got 1,000 shares. If it starts going greener than I am, then I'll be happy to sell it. It's actually redder than I have been when I bought it, so I'm very happy to go down even more, pick up even more, right? So because this is extremely cheap, you know, so either this is going to get bought out by another company, or it's going to somehow miraculously come up with something that it just booms, right? This is the lowest it has ever been, ever. I would love to see it even go to $1. Forget the 7 or 8 that we've all seen it be. You know, when all the Chinese stocks were getting pumped, we saw this happen. I was here to witness this. I never bought it, but I did witness this. You know, and that'd be pretty fun to see. But for now, you know, I just want to see how much more I can grab of it at this even cheaper spot if I get the funding too, and play along with that. So now that it's almost 9:20, we can go ahead. Let me just look at some of these alerts I'm getting real quick. Make sure we know what to keep an eye out for. BBIG is, yeah, it's going. Oh, I gotta open up PayPal to see how that's going. So PayPal bought PAIDY yesterday. Nice company that really helps them do their buy now, pay later program. So that's something that they're enjoying. Let me just take a look at some of these stocks people are mentioning. wow. Okay. This is a nice little pharma stock that is at pretty much its all-time low area and can boom at any time they make an announcement. Not really interested right now though. Piping. Alright, we'll see about that. Few more alerts to get through. So PayPal, let's go look at it. So on our options tab here, we've got Apple, SPY, QQQ, Pen, stocks I'm looking at, and PayPal. So let's trim through here real quick. Let's skim through here real quick. So Datadog, almost every morning this thing points up big time, and then I kind of want to see, has it really been like that every morning? Because then I might want to swing a couple calls into tomorrow. Triple M. Netflix has been skyrocketing. Where's PayPal? I didn't put PayPal on my power list. I must have it in another list. It is in my power list. Okay, anyway. Yeah, this was supposed to gap up to 300. When they announced that they bought their PAIDY, most people did predict this is going to go to 300, which it clearly is about to do. So anyone that's, for whatever reason, maybe got, it was going up yesterday. So if you got calls on PayPal yesterday, sell here, and then buy back in, and then swing it into today, then huge bust up right there. So we'll have to see how much it's worth when the day starts. Definitely interested in that. And that actually should indicate that, no, it doesn't, but it should indicate the SPY and QQQ will do well. For the first time in quite a few days, the SPY and QQQ are starting to kind of fall. Right, on the weekly chart here, you can see it's really not done much, as opposed to the strong movement it's been having for the longest time. But this could randomly just mean that today is going to be the day where it will take off into infinity. So we're gonna have to watch for that, see what the movement is looking like on both of these guys. They're hopefully not going to be too expensive. That's all I want to say. Expensive contracts kind of ruin things, and that's never fun. Never fun. KPLT is trying. And again, this might be a very slow mover. That might take forever. It might not even happen today. But I've got my 20-cent limit sell in. Now I only picked up 5, so those 20 cents on 5 shares is not really going to mean that much. But if you picked up 1,000 and you sold it at a 20-cent increment, that's a lot, right? That's a pretty good profit to make. And again, 1,000, 10,000, depends. However heavy of an investor you are, is how much you'll be able to make off of things. Decide. Okay. So. AMC I also do options on, by the way. I don't really trade AMC shares anymore because it's at a high price and the price can fluctuate very easily. Getting the options are usually a better move because you can make bigger amounts of money from the call option or the put option in a quicker way than buying the share itself. So we'll keep an eye on what this is all looking like as the day goes on. Apple is definitely looking for, a day of calls. Penn is looking for a day of calls. There should be some easy calls. Let me just announce some of these things on my Discord real quick. So today, we've got everything already here. Some of the stocks that some people are watching, the options, ideas, right? All the actual breakdown of which ones I'm watching and why. And then right now I'm just going to mention what I myself will be doing. So that's kind of where this is. What is that stock called? Yeah. Let's see. This is pretty much what I'm doing today. All right. So it's been announced. You guys have seen it. Now we just wait and watch. We got 5 minutes until the market opens up. Happy to see VFM doing well too. This is like by itself just taking care of the drama. If it keeps going up in the way it's been going up, then it's possible by next week it'll easily cross my average. I am not trying to average down right now because I've put all my money into Dogecoin. So if I had more funding available, I would have wanted to average down much earlier, here somewhere in the 70s, under 80 cents. Averaging down here won't do too much. It won't bring it down that much, because it's too close to the price I'm already at. So I'm not averaging down right now. If it naturally ends up getting to 118 by itself, great, then we'll see, and we'll be able to sell things there. Because the way this is looking like right now, and a lot of people want to sell it at 94, 97. There's a bunch of people that want to sell it at closer to $1. It doesn't look like it'll go too far, but at the same time, coming up here, you can see there's like big sellers for over my price too, right? So it's got some chance. It's got a possibility of even hitting $2, right? There are people that are hopeful of it, and people want to buy it cheap. So everyone that's trying to buy it wanted to buy it cheaper than what it was or what it is right now. Not too many people looking to buy it where it is right now, and that's kind of what's causing it to just be at a still point, not really taking off like crazy or anything. 3 more minutes. Let's see. Yeah, nothing else is turning. DDOG. So Datadog overall has a very funky movement kind of thing. There's going to be days where it's just choppy, then the next morning it takes up. But you see, every day though, it's just choppy. And that's the only reason I'm not a fan of it. You see how this moves? Just up, down, up, down, up, down. It's like you can't really do anything with it. Today it's at 136. You could, if you ever do options on DDOG, it looks like you would have to buy it and then immediately submit a sell order to sell it a few cents up. So like if I was buying this contract at 221, I would submit a sell order to sell it at 231 if it makes it, or maybe even 226. You know, just a 5-cent increment. 5 to 10 cent increments are what you try to do for trimming options. But personally, I just wanted to watch this. I'm not actually going to buy it because it's just too shaky for me. Yeah, it's way too shaky for me. So we'll see what this movement looks like today. Starbucks, okay. Now Upstart has a lot of chatter to it as well. Been on a very powerful run ever since here, September 1st. Pretty much every day you could have just gotten calls on this and, you know, swing it into the next day, and it would just keep going up. So I'm gonna watch how this does today, and then most likely pick up calls at the end of the day. And if it continues doing this bump every morning, then hopefully it'll do it again tomorrow as well. But if it starts dying today, then I'll start getting puts that I'll try to swing. And I'm not going to go into heavy because I'm not that confident about it. But yeah, that's kind of what's happening with this guy. One more minute and then it is time. Oh, nice PayPal little dip. All right, here we go. PayPal with a tiny dip. And Apple. Okay, so real quick though, let me just go through what's happening here. Support with a big fall. Wish with the big fall. Dads and any going. KPLT going. Nice. Very close. Oh, wow, that's shaky. Holy shit. It went, came back. Yeah, left with the dip. Yeah, we're looking at shaky market today. So you gotta be very careful. That was some scary stuff we already saw. I don't know if this was supposed to be going down. And also, and Apple. I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be going up. So I really want to get this, but very surprised to see what's happening. There you go, it's trying to turn. It is trying to turn, but it's also pretty expensive. I'm not surprised that it's expensive. This is also expensive. It's very pricey. Jumped up. Okay. Yeah, pen just started going. Missed it. Started going very randomly. Yeah, PayPal. Damn, these are all too expensive to be entirely honest. As long as, I mean, as much as things are going pretty nice, not really a sign. Overpriced bullshit. Even these AMC calls, wow. Midday trades, you know, this AMC has been forming an ascending triangle and it's supposed to break out today. possibly go to 50, but it's not like we're certain that strongly about it, right? And it's too scary to try to grab that. Oh wow, this fell quite a bit. Now that it's under $1, I would want to grab like 10 contracts at, oh no, not that much, at just $1, but that would have to have a lot of confidence. A lot of confidence. PayPal. I'm sure a lot of people want to sell it, you know, at its brand new high point. Very weird day with a lot of red. A lot of red. And that's cheap. Yeah, Datadog is just dying. Okay. AMC is going, which probably means a couple of these guys are gonna. Oh wow, Clove is not going with it. All of these are pointing down actually. Wow. Okay. You see, ACST is looking nice. ATER is looking nice. Mainly AMC is looking nice, and that's where the magic is, right? People have been saying it'll go to 50 today, so it most likely will. Because AMC is run by the people. PayPal is really dying down pretty hard. So this is the clear classic example of like when a stock hits a big all-time new, it dies. Apple's doing it too. Sitting on a wonderful position of just cash, because everything with AMC is too expensive. And everything else that we wanted to get calls on didn't really exactly go. What to do? Definitely want to pick up BBIG and support at the end of the day if they come down to these previous lows again. Just keeping an eye on grabbing it, because I want to be a part of it when it pumps up, whenever it pumps up. But right now, very weird day start. I'm not entirely surprised they're falling and dying, but still pretty surprised that they're falling and dying. PayPal on its way back. So this was almost 88 cents at a point, and now it's back up to 113. Because all of these guys, Penn, Apple, and PayPal, were at pretty much new all-time highs, and now they're dying, right? And then PayPal seems to be on its recovery. This is hopefully the lowest Apple's going to go before it comes back up. I wish I got it when it was under 90 cents here, but too risky. Not even sure if it's actually going to make its way back up to 300 today. It could. Pen is dead. I'm gonna close this. Not really interested. There you go. It's pretty much about to hit 50 today. But I'm sure it's going to have a falling moment before it does that. It always does because people want to sell, people are scared, and then it'll eventually make its way back up. So anyone in that should be okay. Berkshire, people buying the dip. Uber. Wow, no, this shit's dead. I'm not even sure what happened to them that they've been dying like this. Everything's dying, okay. Everything's dying, more by the dip. Snow, EA, no. I would want to see QQQ make a comeback and go up by the end of the day, but pretty sad market. Yeah, there's PayPal again at the 0.9 area. No idea what to buy today. It's such a weird day. I haven't bought shit yet, which is always fine. It's just a weird day. Just eyeing things, but buying nothing. I don't want to play a shorting market, you know. I don't want to play a bearish market either. Could have grabbed puts on this as soon as market opened in anticipation of the fact that the news pump is going to cause people to sell the news. But it, you know, and the chances for that were higher for sure, but the chances were also there that it would go up to 300. Maybe even then though, it would go to 300 and then fall, you know, and I would just average down on the puts. The puts definitely printed for PayPal today. Similarly for Apple puts would have printed today. It was at a new all-time high. People are selling. No reason for it to really go up any higher. And that's kind of what's being reflected here with QQQ not really wanting to do anything positive. So we might have to take a little break, come back to all of this near, I guess, 11 a.m., you know, in another 2 hours to see what's actually turning around. If anything starts turning around, then you want to dive into that. You know, dive into that, maybe even carry it over into the end of the week and see how it all prints into tomorrow. And Coca-Cola's been dying too. Wow. Yeah, that's basically it for now. So I'm going to log off. I'll probably go make some coffee, get something to eat, and then come back and see if PayPal starts curling back up, right? Because this is far gone now. Now we're up to here. So this wouldn't even be the call I would get, but I'm using this as a way to monitor how bad things went down. Right, so now the next thing to buy would probably still be better to buy this one. It's cheaper. Not the 300 one because it's too far away, but you could get the 300 one too. I just don't think it'll actually make its way back up to 300. Will it make its way back to 300 in the next 2 days? Possibly, but not that realistic about that. SPY is actually trying to come up, which is interesting. Here we go. This is gonna make its hit to 50, that's for sure. It's just too expensive and I don't want to risk that. I don't want to risk that. I've been trying to do my 100% green plays, right? Like last week was all green. Every single option call we got was all green. Stocks don't count for the all green play because any stock you buy, you can one day sell it green. Like even the KPLT I got today, right? This one day will hit my price target and then I could sell it green, or one day I can average this down and then sell it green. So the green plays that I've been doing on my channel basically from last week, because last week was 100% green, is regarding the options, right? You make intelligent buys on any option you buy, and then you watch it turn green, or you average it down and turn it green, but you have to sell it quick because options, as opposed to trading stocks, options are limited by time. They expire. I really don't think QQQ is going to go any lower than that. Come on. Is it time to eat that back up? Should I buy this? Looking at Apple and PayPal, I really don't think it's going to come back up. QQQ is dead today. Dead today because everything tech related is also falling. The banks are looking pretty decent. Nothing else. Yeah, JP Morgan, Citi, Berkshire, they're all kind of looking all right. Pins went up, Triple M went up, Chewy went up. Where's Chewy going? Time to recover. No. This is impossibly priced. Yeah, they're trying to come up now. PayPal, Apple. All right, I'll grab this now. Oh, wow, that filled pretty quick. Okay, good. So we just got 10 contracts of QQQ at the 40-cent range, and we will just be watching this today as things are trying to recover, right? So we see this now. Apple's curling back up. PayPal was having a little bit of curling right there. It's trying. It shouldn't be too far for some of these others. I forgot to look at AMD. So when you're looking at QQQ, you're basically looking at the tech guys, like, okay, these guys are all green. MicroStrategy is green. AMD and NVIDIA also curling back, you see? So they're trying. QCOM curling. So all these guys, their movement is, with QQQ for the most part. I haven't traded AMD options in forever because this guy's also been dying. Big death today. But that's like kind of sad considering it was doing so good at a point. Yeah, I'm gonna let this play now. I'm not gonna bother it. Let this play. I'll come back to it later on. I would like to sell this with $1,000 gain right here itself, but that would mean big movement by the end of the day. These are expiring today, so big movement by the end of the day. I would need to see this at least, go to $1. Go to $1, and then I'll take that, because today is just a choppy market. May not be able to make the, $1,000 a day cut point, but can definitely do the $500 a day cut point. So we'll take this. I'll share a screenshot and announce that I got in at this point, and then we should be good to go in that respect for today. All right, and then I shall see you guys again tomorrow morning. Thanks a lot for joining, and good luck with your trades.